What's up, people? This is Market Omega back at it again this Friday with another weekly recap. I'll be going over standout trades from this week, so without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, so what's been going on, guys? So I always like to start these recaps with a quick analysis of the market. So, just guys, 1 second. So if you take a look, you can see we're actually heading higher with renewed optimism on the stimulus stocks. I mean, it's left to be seen if they'll actually pass it. So it's been like this cat and mouse game for months, right? And right now, the bipartisan group actually came out with a proposal, right? And it's got support from members of the House and members of the Senate, and now they're trying to put it to Mitch McConnell. It's left to be seen whether he'll sign it or not. But according to Nancy Pelosi, they're very close to reaching an agreement. And I think she said she's looking at the deadline is the 11th, which is like a week from today, right? So we'll see what they do. You never know. I mean, it could still be fluff. It could just be talk, but hopefully they can reach some type of agreement. And I think the market is reacting to that, okay? So renewed stimulus optimism, market is reacting to that. And as you can see, obviously, taking a look right here, the SPY, we broke out, pulled back, like I thought, retested, formed this, we actually formed another double bottom right there. Take a look right there. This is just awesome setup, right? Double bottom, breakout, retest, and we're off to the races. So I'm actually in profit on my SPY calls. It's doing really well. And what I'm hoping, I actually think we're going to probably hit 380s by end of year. So we'll see. We could take out all close at the highs today, right? So if we next week, if we gap when we're in like the 370s, we could reach 380s by the end of the year. That's basically the target. All right. So that said, let's take a look at some of the trades from this week, starting with Monday. So 1 sec. All right. So here, let's take a look right there. And then I actually traded this briefly on Monday. And then I took off to the doctor's office. So where's CAAS? Right, where's that? Right there. Okay. So I actually took this trade. I actually took 2 trades on this, right? So basically, if you take a look right here, you can see this nice, this nice formation right there. Let me put this. All right, so this is what it's sort of like a nice bull pennant formation. And whenever you see something like this, you want to see consecutive higher lows, right? And volume increase around the breakout area. So basically, I took this trade, made money on it, the pop, scaled out. And I actually got it for an inverse head and shoulder as well. Where was that? It was 2 trades that I took on this. All right, so after this breakout right there, where was that? Right here. Okay, there it is. So if you take a look, let's see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is right there. So you see this part right here? So it's like it's a left shoulder, head, it's the right shoulder, the neckline breakout, you get that pop right there, right? So this is a scalp for me. I basically was just scalping this thing, and I scalped it for about 35 cents and got out. Now, there's been a lot of manipulation in these markets. Even the pops aren't like going just going free flowing. It's basically just grindy action. I mean, this stock just looked like it was gonna die the whole day, and then it just came back and just ripped. I actually thought it was just gonna do this chop thing and then fade, but we got this rip. So when I saw this, I took this trade, and um, I took this trade from my phone right there. Now I actually took a trade on this in the morning. Okay, so that one right there was, I took that trade right before I headed out. I took this trade in the morning, left, came back home for a brief moment, saw this setting up, took this trade, and then left for the day. So where did I get long? Jeez, gosh, I can't remember. But I stopped out somewhere around here. I think it was around this, somewhere around here. I basically took a trade somewhere around here and got stopped out. So that was that, man. And then I took off for the whole week. Monday, after Monday, I basically just left because I had a lot of stuff to take care of, and then I had to get out of. I had to go see family, so I went out of town. My wife and I, with our kids, we had to go see. I actually had to go see my in-laws. So basically, took a trip to Dallas, and then I came back yesterday, and then I took a trade today. So, but that said, I actually wanted to go over some of the trades from this week, even though I didn't take them. There was a trade in particular that I saw, and I was actually on the phone with a friend of mine, and I basically he was actually, he actually had a loss on the day, but we were talking, and I said, hey, look, this is actually forming a nice setup right there, right? There's like a double bottom right here, right? And he got in on this break right there, and he made money, right? And one thing I liked with this stock, right? There was a lot of volume on this, right? It wasn't choppy. It was moving, nice orderly movement. Pullbacks are, the pullbacks were actually getting bought up, right? And every time it'll break these whole numbers, the whole or half dollar, it'll reclaim it. So, if you take a look, broke this fives, came back, broke 450s, washed down to fours, but then got bought back, bought right back up. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is looking pretty. It's looking pretty good. So basically, I got in. He got in. I was actually on the phone with him. I'm like, dude, I'm not trading. I'm not by my computer, and I don't want to take a trade through my phone. Just watch this. This is awesome. And we were actually talking on the phone, and he basically got in right there. He made money, and he actually got in on the subsequent bull flag right there, right? So you take a look right there. After this breakout, it formed a nice bull flag, and that bodes well for continuation to the upside, right? So that happened, and looking at this also, this is like inside of a huge, right? Inside of a huge triangle formation. So if you take a look right there and it breaks out, you're almost guaranteed at least a 50-cent pop from there. Plus, the stock had a lot of volume to do that. So EARS was a really good stock, right? It's a good stock to trade to the long side. And one thing I noticed too, like a lot of times when we're like in a period of like low volume chop, when stocks are just opening and fading, shorts get complacent, right? Because they've seen all these other stocks pop and drop and pop and drop and chop, or, they get complacent. So what they start doing is they start piling in short at the open, or, pre-market or whatever. And, if too many shorts are to one side, you get this out of nowhere, this crazy rip like we saw in EARS, right? This just came out of left field. No, I didn't even have this stock on my watch list for the day or anything like that. But this thing just came out of nowhere and just destroyed the shorts. So, it's usually after periods of like chop and low, we have ridiculous movers like EARS. Okay, so that was on the first, right? EARS actually the next day just opened and sold off, and that's usually what happens. The day after a huge runner, it just shits the bed. We never have like a sustained move to the upside, and that's one thing I've noticed. So, still hoping, keeping my fingers crossed for multi-day runners. That's what I want to see, right? I want to see a stock like EARS that'll pop, go from like, $1.30s all the way to 650, gap up the next day, continue onwards, right? From like 7 all the way to 9s, 10s. That's basically what I want to see, right? I don't like seeing this. These 1 day pops. All right. So we had EVK as well. All right, where was the so EVK? Where was that? So EVK was just it was a nice let's see that. It was a nice clean break. Where was that? It was a bull pennant, right? So right there, I was a bull pennant. I didn't trade this, but obviously, if I was watching the stock, I would have taken a trade right there on this breakout, right? It's a nice bull pennant. And, a lot of times when you get these breakouts, you're almost guaranteed at least a 50-cent pop, right? Depending on how much range the stock has. So this stock was holding, you got this breakout right there, and it ripped, right? This is easy. This is clean, a nice clean setup, right? Once again, you got the fade, okay? You got the fade, and then chop, chop, chop. The next day, right? You got the fade, and then all the way chop. I don't like that. I don't want to. I want to see multi-day runners. I want to see sustained moves. Okay. Let's see another one. I think there was. So we have H. So today, right? Today, we had PPSI. We had PPSI gapping up. We had HGSH. We had HX, SGLB. And then this stock, this STPK, right? These were the stocks that were gapping up. And then there were some other stocks that gapped, but I was mostly focused on these ones, right? So, with this HGSH, I'm actually down on the day, man. I took a few losses. I don't even know. I have to go back and look at I have to go back and look at the stocks that I traded today. I know I traded PPS. I traded PPSI. I traded HGSH, right? And let me see. Let me go back in there and look at the stocks. All right. So where was that? Bear with me 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right. So I took a trade. I think the first trade I took was on PPSI, right? And where was that? Where did I take a trade? And I actually stopped out on the move, so I think I got right here somewhere around there, and then I got stopped out. And it wasn't a five. I think it was like 510s, 518, and then I got stopped out at 490. The trade went against me. I was like, okay, well, I'm down. Next trade that I took was HGSH. Now, before I talk about HGSH, I just want to talk about this, right? So when I stopped out right here, I actually took another trade on this break right there of this bull pennant, right? So I saw this thing forming, right? Forming with the nice, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and it was, maintaining these levels, right? And I was watching this, and I knew that because this stock just kept like every pop they were trying to unload. I was watching, in this 580s, like around 580s, there was huge sales around that area, right? I mean, if you watch the level two, there were multiple 100,000 share positions, right? Somebody was unloading 100,000 shares at like 580s, right? So. I mean, it just kept popping, dropping, popping, and dropping. So I knew I was watching this, right? But it was still forming this nice bull pennant, right? So my strategy was basically to get in. I wasn't going to get in on a break of 6 because I knew it was probably going to pop, and they're going to use that as an opportunity to dump, right? That's a trap. So I just anticipated it. I think I got in at like around 570s, 580s. And then I just sold on that pop. I think I filled like 610 or something, or 605. And sure enough, they dumped this thing. They freaking dumped it like no man's business. And this thing hasn't even recovered. It's just all the way straight flush. I mean, if you go to a higher time frame, say, I don't know, 5 minutes. I mean, just look at red, 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 1 or 2 greens, red, 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 red. You see, that's just straight dump right there. Okay. So, that was the trade on PPSI, right? I took a few. I think I took HX, right? I think I took HX and I got long somewhere like the 310s or I think it was like 314, expecting a pop. This thing went up to like the 320, I think it went up to 324. So I was up like 10 cents, but you know me, I'm not looking for 10 cents, dude. I'm looking for, 30, 40, 50 cents, a point maybe. I mean, so I just held it and then it came back and I stopped out, only for it to come back and do the same thing I intended. Came all the way back and went to 340s. So lost money on HHX, lost some money on PPSI, made a little bit back, but still red. And I took HGSH, right? So HGSH, I made money on HGSH. So I basically got long. Where did I get long on HGSH? So there was a nice inverse head and shoulder formation that I saw. Let me go back to the smaller time frame. All right, so you take a look right there, man. Let's see. Looking at this thing, right? Just watching it, right? You if you watch this long enough, these patterns start to just jump out at you, right? It's a nice right there, inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, or you can use this as a left shoulder, right shoulder, head. Get that break of the neckline and you get the push, right? So I basically made money. I think I got long at like the 470s level, right? And then on the push up, I scaled out and I think I sold 3/4 at like the 520s. And I was expecting this thing to like push all the way to like the 580 level. But it came back and then I stopped the rest break even. So that was the trade, man. That was the trade. HGSA was like the only clean trade for me. PPSI, I was actually red on it. HX, I'm actually red on it as well. Okay, so I'm actually down on the day, guys. Down 5 figs, but no biggie. It's nothing I can't recover. I'll just call it a little bit of fatigue. I took too many days off, so I wasn't as sharp as I should have been, right? So, that's what usually happens, man. You take a long day, like a week, 2 off the market. You kind of need some days to, get your feet wet. So that's it, guys. Really quick, let me take a look at Tesla, man. My good old friend Tesla. Guys, man, people that keep shorting this stock, man. I just feel bad for them. Like, you never want to short the stock like long term. Just don't do it. Just don't. Like, if you short this stock, if you don't like money, that's just my opinion. Okay, my opinion on the stock. If you don't like money, you want to burn your money, just short it. I mean, this thing has been in a clear uptrend for years. Don't even waste your time, right? And like I said, I told people in chat, I actually think 750s is the target for Tesla. We're probably gonna hit that 750s I would say by February, right? Like around that, by end of February, we should hit this target right here, this 750 target. That's basically the long term. I mean, that would have been post split, man. That probably would have been like $4,000 or something post split, between 3 to 4,000. I think that's post split. All right, so that's that, guys. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for tuning in to this short weekly recap. Hope you got some value from it. And also feel free to subscribe to Mad As Money, guys. The link is in the description below. Honestly, we're running a lot of sales. We ran some Thanksgiving sale. We actually have, we ran a Black Friday sale. And, we have Christmas coming up. So, you never know. We might have a Christmas sale and New Year's sale. So make sure you guys, subscribe to Mad As Money. Link is in the description below, like I said. And when you subscribe and you're in chat, just look for me. I'm Market Omega. I always post my ideas on like the stocks or any stocks that I'm watching, and I have a watch list in there as well. And feel free to DM me if you have any questions or any type of suggestions or anything like that, and I'll be more than happy to answer. Okay, and follow me on Twitter at Market Omega. I post my ideas on stocks. I post my ideas in sports, cryptocurrencies, and just life in general. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Market Omega. When you do that, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload new content. All right. You guys have been great. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Stay safe during this pandemic. And I'll catch you guys next week with another weekly recap. Take care.